Welcome to the deep dive. We explore the most intriguing mysteries, and today, wow, we're diving into some images that really challenge, our perception of reality.
Absolutely. Humanity's always been fascinated by the unexplained, hasn't it? Especially when you catch it on camera.
Right. And okay, sure, a lot of the stuff you see online, it's easily debunked, photoshopped, whatever. But there's this category, these images that just resist easy answers.
Exactly. Those are the ones we're talking about. Photographs that, even after people look really closely, they still puzzle us. They're in that weird space between, like, confirmed and just totally unexplainable.
And that's our mission today. We're going to unpack a bunch of these genuinely mysterious, sometimes pretty unsettling photos, the ones that seem to capture, well, the impossible,
We'll get into the details, the context, what was happening around the photo.
and explore why they keep intriguing us. So you, the listener, you're with us on this journey through the unconfirmed, the unexplained.
And what's really striking, I think, is how often these weird captures happen just completely by accident.
Yeah. It's not like someone's out there hunting for ghosts with a camera, usually.
Right. It's more like they take a normal picture, look at it later, and go, whoa, what is that? Makes it even more compelling, doesn't it?
Definitely. Okay, so we've set the stage. Let's get into our first category, which is pretty classic. Accidental apparitions, ghosts caught unaware.
Ah, yes. The phenomenon where someone snaps a photo, sees nothing weird at the time.
Then later, boom, there's a ghostly figure they didn't see.
It's almost a staple of paranormal photography, isn't it? Just everyday moments, click of the camera, and then something extra.
Makes you wonder what a camera lens can actually pick up that maybe our eyes just miss.
Or what our brains filter out,
That's
perhaps.
the point. Let's start with Tantallon Castle. This guy, Chris Henson, he's just visiting this old castle in Scotland. Typical tourist photos.
Right, snapping away.
Later, he's looking through his pictures and notices, well, it looks like a woman peering out of a stairwell. And she's dressed in, like, older clothes. Rufford. Sort of period costume.
Okay, interesting. But what makes this one stick is what he did next, right? He actually followed up.
Exactly. He contacted the castle staff, asked them, were there any events, any costume guides or reenactments that day?
And the answer was?
Nope, nothing. Staff confirmed, nobody in costume, no special events.
So that deepens the mystery. Of course, skeptics might say maybe it's just sunlight hitting the rocks in a weird way, pareidolia, seeing faces and patterns.
Sure, that's always a possibility. Our brains are wired for that.
But the details in that Tantallon photo, the persistence of the figure, it makes it hard for many people to just dismiss it as light and shadow. It keeps that question mark hanging there.
Okay, from a Scottish castle, let's hop over to a church. Septum Church in Merseyside, England. Super old, 12th century.
Wow, steeped in history then.
Yeah. And in 1999, someone took a black and white photo there. And in it, there's this shadow. Looks like a man, kind of like a priest, holding an open book.
Black and white film, interesting. And the figure looks like clergy.
That's the common belief, yeah, because of the black attire. Maybe a former minister. And crucially, the photographer and the person with them, they both said they saw absolutely nothing unusual when they were actually in the church.
It reinforces that accidental aspect again. Didn't see it with their own eyes.
This photo even got into a book, Real Ghosts, Restless Spirits, and Haunted Places, by Brad Steger.
Oh, okay. So it gained some notoriety. Is there anything else weird about that
Oh,
location?
get this. There's a pub right next door to the church
Uh-huh.
that's also supposedly haunted
Yeah.
by a guy in a sailor's uniform.
Seriously, a church ghost and a pub ghost right next door. That does make you wonder if there's some kind of, connection, a shared haunting zone.
Maybe, but the photo itself, still unexplained.
Fascinating. Okay, what's next?
This one is pretty surprising in its origin. The Myrtle's Plantation Ghost. This starts back in '92. The owner is just taking pictures for insurance, like literally needed photos showing the distance between buildings.
Okay, very mundane reason to be taking photos.
Totally. But then, looking at one of the black and white shots, between two buildings, there's this figure, described as a slave girl.
Whoa. Okay, that's unexpected. Was there any attempt to, verify this one?
Oh yeah, this is where it gets really interesting. A National Geographic Explorer film crew actually looked into it. They examined the photo.
National Geographic. Okay, that carries some weight. What did they conclude?
They determined it was a ghost. Their reasoning is pretty specific. They noted that you could see the exterior boards of the mansion through the figure's body.
Ah, transparency. That's a classic indicator in alleged ghost photos, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hard to explain with normal optics.
Exactly. The photo ended up in a National Geographic documentary, and they even made it into a postcard called the Chloe postcard.
Wow. And did they check, like, the proportions? Did it look convincingly human?
Yep. Another professional checked that, verified it had, correct human proportions,
Hmm.
head, shoulders, height were all right. Still unexplained.
That's a strong case, then, moving from plantations to something more personal.
Yeah. This next one, Granddad's chair, is really poignant. There's this backstory. A baby boy is born just weeks after his grandfather died.
Oh, sad timing.
Yeah. So about 6 months later, the family's visiting Grandma. The baby crawls right over to his grandpa's empty chair.
Ah, drawn to it.
So the mom thinks, oh, this is nostalgic, and puts the baby in the chair to take a photo. But when she gets the picture developed,
Let me guess. There's more than just the baby.
it appears to show, well, what many see as Grandpa's ghost, sort of holding his grandson, posing with him in the chair.
Oh my goodness. That's incredibly moving. If real, was the photo examined, like for technical flaws?
It was. Experts looked really closely at the negatives. They were searching for things like double exposure or, image bleed through from another picture on the roll. Standard stuff. They found nothing. No simple explanation. No evidence of tampering or accidents.
Hmm.
The image is what it is.
So it really looks like Grandpa is still hanging around, watching over his grandson.
That's certainly how it appears. It's one of those photos that carries a lot of emotional weight.
Absolutely. Okay, shifting gears again. From a warm family setting to something older, maybe a bit spookier, Tintern Abbey.
Right. Tintern Abbey, ghostly monk. So this urban explorer, Rosie Bolton, she's taking photos at the Abbey ruins in Wales. Beautiful place, but old.
Okay.
She's there with friends, and they all start feeling this really uneasy, creepy sensation, like something was moving towards them.
Ooh, okay. Not just seeing things, but feeling things.
Yeah, it freaked them out enough that they actually, ran away, fled the ruin.
Understandable. Did she get any photos before they left?
She did. And later, looking through them, she finds this spooky and ghostly figure right there in front of the ruins.
A figure. Any idea what it looked like?
Well, the lore around Tintern Abbey connects it to monks. It's believed to be a monk, and apparently there are many other sightings of monks reported there.
Makes sense given its history. It was an active abbey for centuries, right? 1100s to the 1500s.
Exactly. And think about events like the Black Plague in the 1340s.
Yeah.
Wiped out a lot of the monks there.
Yeah.
So seeing a monk figure fits the history.
The consistent reports definitely add something to Rosie's photo, don't they? Makes it seem less random.
Yeah, it fits a pattern.
Mm.
Okay, let's move from ancient ruins to a modern beach setting. South Carolina, the Gray Man Ghost.
The Gray Man, I think I've heard of that legend.
Yeah. This one's interesting because the witnesses were a couple on vacation. They were walking on a pier at night. And importantly, they said they were not believers in ghosts, total skeptics.
Okay, so not predisposed to see things. What happened?
They took some photos out on the pier at night, and they were just shocked by what showed up in the pictures.
Something strange, presumably. Did it look like the legendary Gray Man?
Well, the legend is that the Gray Man appears as a warning, right, before a big storm hits. The couple didn't definitively say it's a ghost, but more like it was something strange for sure.
So they saw something unexplained that fits the local folklore.
Exactly. And their story actually got picked up by a local news station, which kind of added to the intrigue, still unexplained.
The local legend connection is always fascinating. Okay, we've had night photos. Let's talk daylight. This next one sounds chilling.
Yeah, the Pie Woods Park photo, a mom photographing her kids
Yeah.
in broad daylight.
Yeah.
This one is, downright chilling.
Daylight photos often are creepier somehow. Less expected. What's the story?
Laurel Watson, she's just taking pictures of her kids and their cousin playing up in a tree at Pie Woods Park. Normal day, normal activity. Didn't notice anything weird.
Okay, standard setup for these accidental captures. What does she see later?
Looking back at the photos, she notices, behind her son, at the base of the tree, the clear head and face of someone.
Whoa. Just someone extra in the photo.
Exactly. And the puzzling thing is, she swears nobody else was there, just their small group.
Could someone have wandered into the shot without her noticing?
Maybe, but here's another weird detail. They had their dog with them. And usually the dog is super sensitive, barks at strangers, that sort of thing.
The dog didn't react.
Didn't react at all, didn't sense anything, which makes the presence of this extra figure even stranger. People debate if it looks like a boy or a girl, but that there's someone there. That's the unexplained part.
The dog detail is compelling. Animals are often said to sense things we don't. Okay, one more in this accidental category.
Last one for this section.
Yeah.
The Packhorse Bridge Spirit. This involves ghost hunters, actually. They were doing a vigil on this old bridge in Wales.
Packhorse Bridge, Carol Gold. Historic spot. So they were actively looking this time.
They were, but they captured this spooky-looking figure on camera. And they didn't actually see it with their eyes at the time.
Ah, back to the camera seeing more than the eye. Interesting.
Yeah, it really highlights that idea, doesn't it? Especially since ghost hunters often use specialized cameras, maybe infrared or full spectrum. The tech might be picking up stuff beyond our visible range.
Did they sense anything, though, even if they didn't see it?
They did say they felt uneasy during the vigil, so there was a feeling, maybe.
And was it just the figure they captured?
No. They also recorded an orb of light. Orbs are controversial, could be dust or insects, but paranormal groups often interpret them differently.
Right, as energy or spirits.
And apparently, lots of people report strange lights near that bridge anyway. The theory is, this figure might be one of 3 ghosts said to haunt the bridge.
3 ghosts. Any idea why?
It's linked to an old burial ground nearby. You apparently have to cross the bridge to get to it.
Ah, the classic burial ground connection. Okay, that wraps up the accidental apparitions then.
Yeah, now let's shift gears. Category 2. Beyond the human eye technology, cryptozoology, and the cosmos.
Ooh, okay. So we're moving beyond just like ghostly figures now.
Right. We're looking at images that push the boundaries. Stuff involving maybe advanced tech, picking things up, or possible cryptids. Hidden animals like Bigfoot, or even potential extraterrestrial things.
So phenomena that challenge not just ghosts, but our understanding of biology, technology, even space. This should be interesting. Where do we start?
Let's start with the Toys R Us ghost. This is a famous one.
Oh yeah, the haunted Toys R Us. I remember hearing about that. Lots of weird stuff happened there.
Totally. Dolls flying off shelves, balls bouncing on their own, books falling. Loads of staff experienced things. It was such a big deal. It got featured on that old TV show. That's incredible.
Right. So what's the photo connection?
During the filming for That's Incredible, they actually held a seance in the store. And crucially, they were using a sensitive infrared camera.
Infrared. Okay, so designed to see heat signatures, things invisible to the naked eye. What did it capture?
The photo shows the group sitting there for the seance.
Yeah.
But in the background, there's a figure clearly visible, just leaning against the wall and watching them.
Whoa. Watching the seance, and nobody saw this person.
Exactly. Nobody present remembers seeing anyone standing there. But the infrared camera picked it up clear as day.
That's genuinely spooky, the camera seeing what the people couldn't. A real technological ghost capture, maybe? Still unexplained.
Still unexplained. Okay, next up, maybe the most iconic photo in this kind of realm. The Solway Firth spaceman.
Ah, yes. 1964. The guy taking a picture of his little daughter in a field.
Jim Templeton, yeah, takes this lovely photo of his daughter, gets it developed, and in the background there's this figure, dressed all in white, wearing what looks exactly like a helmet, like a spaceman.
It's such a weird photo. The debate has raged for decades, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Is it just his wife in the background, maybe overexposed or at a strange angle? Or is it, an actual spaceman just chilling in a field in Cumbria?
It's hard to tell definitively from the photo alone, but isn't there another strange story connected to this? Something about a missile launch.
That's the really intriguing extra bit, yeah. Supposedly, a couple of years later, a missile launch at Woomera in Australia was aborted.
Aborted? Why?
Because ground crew reportedly saw 2 of these space ghosts, figures, just like the one in the photo, appear on the launch site and then vanish.
Seriously? 2 of them? It definitely adds a whole other layer to the original photo, doesn't it? Pushes it towards something stranger.
It really does. Makes it much harder to just dismiss the photo as, his wife in a white dress.
It definitely adds to the enigma. Okay, from spacemen to giants.
Yeah, let's go back in time a bit. In 1942, the RAF Recon Flight Giant, apparently a Royal Air Force reconnaissance flight over Europe during the war. The pilots believed they caught a giant on film.
A giant? Like a literal giant person on recon film.
That was the claim, yeah. And, humanity's had stories about giants forever. It's a deep-seated myth or archetype.
True, giants pop up in legends everywhere. But actual photographic evidence is another thing. Have there been other giant claims?
There have been hoaxes, for sure. Like in 1988, a British newspaper claimed they found a 38-centimeter long fossilized finger. Turned out to be fake.
Right.
And there were reports of giant footprints in Africa, also pretty much debunked as fake or misidentified natural formations.
So a lot of noise, but not much substance generally. But what about that specific RAF photo from 42?
That's the lingering question, isn't it? What did those pilots actually see or photograph 80 years ago that made them think giant? We don't have a clear answer. The mystery around that specific recon film remains.
Intriguing. Okay, giants, spacemen. Where do we go next? Mars.
Exactly. Let's go interplanetary. NASA rover spots alien thigh bone on Mars.
Oh, I remember this. The Curiosity rover sent back tons of amazing pictures of the Martian landscape.
Right, incredible geological formations. But then UFO hunters, specifically this group calling themselves Martian archaeology, they zeroed in on one particular rock formation.
And what did they claim it was?
They insisted it wasn't just rock. They said it was alien bones, specifically a thigh bone and a hip bone protruding out of the planet's surface.
Wow. Okay, that's a bold claim. Bones on Mars.
They presented it as like definitive proof that there's life on other planets, even intelligent life potentially.
That's a huge leap from a rock formation that looks like a bone, though. What did NASA say? Did they debunk it?
Well, this is the interesting bit. NASA didn't issue a specific, high-profile rebuttal saying, no, you're wrong. Now, scientifically, the burden of proof is on the people making the claim.
Right. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and NASA usually focuses on peer-reviewed findings.
Exactly. So their silence isn't necessarily agreement. It's more likely just standard scientific procedure. Geologists would almost certainly say it's just pareidolia again, a rock formation shaped by wind and erosion that happens to look like something familiar.
Sure, Mars has weird geology, but the fact that NASA didn't explicitly shoot it down left the door open for the Martian archaeology folks, didn't it?
It did. Their claim kind of hung there in the air, adding to the whole life on Mars speculation.
Yeah.
It definitely made some waves.
Fascinating how an ambiguous image can fuel so much speculation.
Wow. Okay, so we've covered quite a range today. From those, subtle, ghostly figures caught by accident in old castles and homes.
Right, like the talent apparition or Granddad's chair.
All the way to potential alien artifacts photographed by high-tech rovers on another planet.
Yeah, the Solway spaceman, the Mars bones, the Toys R Us infrared figure. It's a really broad spectrum of the unexplained captured visually.
It really makes you pause and think about the limits of what we see or what cameras can capture, doesn't it?
It's been a fascinating journey, yeah. From that Myrtle's plantation photo taken just for insurance to the deliberate use of infrared tech catching something unexpected. Each image really does pose its own unique questions. Challenges our assumptions.
Which brings us right back to that central unanswered question. What is it about these specific photos? Why do they resist the easy explanations?
Is it always just a trick of the light, a camera glitch, pareidolia, or is there sometimes something genuinely more? Something beyond what we currently understand?
It's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is. And these photos, they really force us to confront that uncertainty. They tap into our desire for answers, but also maybe reveal the limits of our perception.
Do they fundamentally challenge our idea of reality? Or maybe they just highlight how much we don't know yet.
That's the thought to leave everyone with, I think. It encourages you maybe to keep an open mind and perhaps, look a little closer the next time you're flicking through your own photos.
You never know what might be lurking just out of frame or just beyond what your eye happened to catch in that split second.
Exactly. Food for thought.